Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jonathan Hardy, and in today's video I want to be talking about my personal experiences and journey so far in the FIRE lifestyle or FIRE goal. Now, as you likely know, I'm not talking about actual FIRE in this case. I'm talking about financial independence, retire early. Now, if you were like me, when you first found out about this way of life, it was a complete game changer. For instance, I had grown up my whole life believing that unless you were extremely wealthy and well off, that we all had to go to work for about 40 or so years, and by the time we were able to retire, hopefully we had saved enough and hopefully we were in good enough health to, at that point, pursue some of the dreams or goals or hobbies that we'd always wanted to but couldn't do so because we had to go to work every day. So when I found people who were retiring and leaving work maybe 20 or 30 years earlier than normal, I wanted to find out how they were able to do so. So I began researching as much as possible, whether that be books or podcasts or YouTube channels, anything I could. I tried to soak up the information like a sponge. And as a result, I found a lot of good information, whether that be about investing or real estate or frugality. Pretty much, I wanted the lifestyle that I didn't have to go to work on Monday because I no longer depended on the paycheck on Friday. And then as a result of learning from the FIRE community, I've learned a lot of other great things. One, that financial independence, there isn't just one path to get there. For instance, for some, maybe they will use investing as their primary strategy. For others, it's acquiring properties or real estate. And then finally, for others, maybe just going to their job every day, slugging it out, but saving aggressively along the way. In all of those cases, the end result is the same. They're able to leave work a lot earlier than normal. So I've learned a lot of great things. I've learned that saving money is fun, that setting goals can be exhilarating and like a pastime, and that the choices I make today really do impact my future. So the FIRE community and the FIRE goal has been awesome for me, and I've loved it. That being said, while there's been a lot of positives, there have also been some obstacles and difficulties that I've had to work through personally. For instance, I've had negative thoughts about myself, where I am measuring up to other people, and ultimately where I am in my journey and not feeling like I'm doing enough. So there have definitely been a small dose of negative feelings that have come along the way. As far as obstacles and barriers that I've had to work through in my financial independence journey, I'll just touch on a number of them here. First, and probably most common, is just comparison. I'll look at other people and I'll see amazing accomplishments that they've been able to reach and financial gains that they've achieved. And then I'll look at myself and I'll go, I'm nowhere near that. How am I going to be able to retire early? Number two is, I know that this is a long-term goal, and because of that, I will look at my progress and it can just feel really slow. And I know this, again, isn't uncommon. I understand that it's long-term, but I just look at it and I go, this is just such a slow process. Shouldn't I be going faster? Number three is the fear, ultimately, that this goal and dream is only available to those who have high-paying jobs. For instance, I'll watch a video, maybe a couple in their mid-30s or early 40s, and they'll talk about how they were able to reach financial independence. And then I'll wonder, well, how do they do that? And they'll talk about how they live below their means and they invested aggressively, and I get that. But then right when they talk about how maybe combined they made $200,000+ a year at their tech jobs, I start just to feel really discouraged because I think I'm nowhere near that. How am I going to get there? Number four, ultimately, is just the fear that I'm just not going to get there, that I'm going to fail, that I'm going to look back at 65 and go, man, I really had this goal, but here I am. I didn't get there. And finally, number five is the fear that I'm not living in today, that I'm so forward focused and so long-term focused and sighted that I'm just not living today. And I wonder, should I just kind of give up on this and start to enjoy today more and maybe spend more money, and maybe that is the better way to go? Now, I want to be clear. I'm in no way suggesting that the FIRE community or the concept of FIRE has in any way lied or tricked me. I realize that any good thing is going to come with its own set of obstacles and difficulties, and that perseverance is going to be required. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is I know that the journey is not always going to be easy. I have loved the financial independence idea, and the concept of retiring early is what fuels me to earn more, spend less, and invest as much as I possibly can. And I've loved the journey. But I'd be lying if I were to say that it has not come with difficulties, negative feelings about myself, and feeling like I'm not as far along in my journey as I should be. So where am I today? Well, I'm still a firm believer of financial independence, and retiring early is still my goal that I'm shooting for. But all the while, I want to increase my practice in gratitude and thankfulness and really enjoy each step of the process. Time goes fast enough as it is. It doesn't need me pushing it along and always just looking towards that next goal, but rather just being thankful for where I am and all the things. In many ways, I'm blessed. So, in summary, I want to stay hungry and aggressive and focused on my goals, but all the while pairing that with just thankfulness and gratitude. And in some ways, I feel like those can be at odds. Like, how can you be thankful, but then also pursuing more? And so I'm trying to make sense of all of that and trying to make those two work well together. So what about you? If you have started your own financial independence journey, I'm curious to know what type of obstacles or struggles that you've had to work through along the way. And if you could, please go ahead and leave a comment down below, just letting me know what those look like for you. As far as this video goes, thank you for watching. I do realize that the style and the content's a little bit different. I've done a little bit more talking about my personal experiences a bit more than normal. But I hope that this can be an encouragement to you that you're not alone and that we're all kind of on this journey together, and some of the struggles maybe are common for all of us. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.